This is fantastic. Seahawks, Patriots, Jamie, Manti, Isaiah, Kyle. Stand back. You got Seattle in your blood. You got some family members who are pretty thrilled about the Seahawks this week?
I am, but a lot of people are asking me if I'm torn between the teams because I play for the Patriots, I play for Seattle, and I'm from Seattle. But you know what it is. It's town business all the time, just like you rep Minnesota.
Yeah, that's what, well, we're not talking about them today. We're talking about the Patriots and the Seahawks, all right? And speaking of, we welcome in our own NFL Network correspondents with us this week, Jane Slater and Omar Ruiz, who are already at the team hotels. Jane, that makes it feel very official. Let's begin with the Patriots. Please set the scene there in Santa Clara for us, please.
Well, let me set the scene. The Patriots left New England around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, arrived at their hotel, and I'm told today they're going to have a practice of sort. Nothing crazy. They just want to get the bodies moving. Now, tonight, you'll have opening night at 5 o'clock here, and that's going to be Pacific time, and that's where the experience of that head coach right there matters. Mike Vrabel has been a part of 4 Super Bowls, winning 3 as a player, and experience, that helps this week. Not just with the time change, but with managing the rhythm and expectations as Super Bowl suite. Now, I asked whether there were going to be any big motivational speakers or special activities, and the response I got was, quote, kind of boring, nothing crazy, and honestly, that's very on brand. Very much the Patriot way. It's not flashy, but it works. As for concern about Drake Maye, the quarterback, now if you'll notice, he did pop up on the injury report last week, shoulder issue and an illness. I'm told he will be just fine, that extra week for them across the board really helped the guys. But Robert Spillane, their linebacker, still dealing with that ankle issue. I'm told he's going to be iffy. He's scheduled to speak tonight, so hopefully we'll get a little bit more clarity on his injury. But, guys, they are sort of simulating the conditions here. Now, I don't want to have the smallest violin or anything, but it is 41 degrees out here in the tent. Feels a little bit like an igloo. Now, certainly nothing like the feels like -8-degree temperatures in New England. That's what the fans got to experience yesterday for that send-off rally. And I was told those crowds genuinely surprised the team. So that was a nice little send-off.
Hey, Jane, yeah, it feels very much like Seattle here, wearing the overcoats. The Seahawks, similarly like the Patriots, got in last night. We're out front, the San Jose Convention Center, where the NFL will host Super Bowl opening night tonight. Both the Patriots and Seahawks will meet with the media. Seahawks arriving around 6 o'clock last night. Very businesslike, getting off the buses. And today they'll obviously go through their routine leading up to Super Bowl opening night. It's very fitting that we're in the Bay Area because, of course, as a member of the San Francisco 49ers in the 2023 season, Sam Darnold really credited being a part of that quarterback room with Brock Purdy and learning from his current offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, and Kyle Shanahan for really helping resurrect his career and get him back on track now, 1 win away from becoming a Super Bowl champion. I remember covering that team in 23 about Sam Darnold, and his teammates in that 49ers locker room spoke so highly of him, how much they respected him as a teammate. And fast forward a couple of years now, and these Seahawks speak so lovingly and respectfully about Darnold as well. So much so that we heard in Week 11 Ernest Jones so forcefully defend Sam Darnold after he threw those 4 picks against the Rams. The Seahawks haven't lost since. And then after the NFC Championship game, after the 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interception performance, Mike McDonald said that Sam Darnold shut a lot of people up. And I asked Darnold about all that support after the game in the locker room, and he said that he feels that support. And it's not just with their words, with how they respect one another, how they respect each other's work ethic. And I said, how do you think you connect so well with your teammates to speak so highly of you no matter where you go? And he said it's very simple. He just learned from his parents to treat people with respect. He said that really resonates with people, whether it's his teammates, whether it's his coaching staff, whether it's the general manager. He treats everybody the same. And now Sam Darnold, 1 win away from winning a Super Bowl title. You can add Super Bowl champion if he wins 1 more game, in addition to that nice guy that Sam Darnold has earned here in the last couple of locker rooms that he's been a part of, Jamie.
Omar, I see what you did there. Current offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak. We're going to talk about Coach Kubiak here in a couple of minutes. Jane Slater, Omar Ruiz, thank you so much. It's finally here, everybody. Super Bowl 60. This is like the best party you've ever been to. Cocktail hour as wild card weekend, divisional round, appetizers, salads plated in front of you for the conference championship. But now this is the main meal, Isaiah, and everybody goes about picking apart their plate their own way. What is your biggest storyline, the best bite that you are going after ahead of Super Bowl week, Patriots-Seahawks?
Well, I'm going to talk about the Seahawks, not just because I'm a homer, but because of the fact that I think that they have the most intriguing story, and that is your old boy, Mr. Sam Darnold. Go rewind this thing back to 2018. Sam Darnold goes out to USC. As a USC player, balls out in the Rose Bowl, takes care of business, becomes a number 3 overall pick for the New York Jets. But then that kind of, that high pitch, very exciting time kind of fell off for him, right? Went out there and really started seeing ghosts, right? And back in 2019, started seeing ghosts. He got caught on a microphone against the New England Patriots, talking about how he is seeing ghosts, and then everything from there kind of just went downhill. He ended up going 13-25, found his way out of the Jets after they went ahead and moved on from him and drafted Zach Wilson. Now, from there, what did he do? He went to Carolina. They said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do away with the Jets, go to Carolina. But he ended up struggling there as well. Following that, he signed a 1-year deal out there with San Francisco to be a backup, obviously, to be the backup to Brock Purdy. That ended up going away. And then he went to your team, Miss Jamie. He went out there to be a bridge quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, in which he ended up backing up J.J. McCarthy. But McCarthy got hurt. So he ended up being the man. And when he became the man, he took care of business. Over 4,300 yards passing, 35 touchdowns, Pro Bowl season. And then they say, you know what, we're going to move on. We're going to go on. We're going to stick with J.J. McCarthy. So he finds himself in a position where he needs another home. And where does he go? Seattle. Seattle ends up being his house. And when he goes to Seattle, what does he do? All he does is find his way to the game that we're talking about this week and become the man for the Seattle Seahawks, playing in the Super Bowl. One heck of a timeline, one heck of a series of events for him. He's had the ups, he's had the downs. He's not the stock market, but he is Sam Darnold.
Well, I love that history of Sam Darnold. I also think going into the Super Bowl, there will be history with the 2 head coaches that are facing off of each other, Mike Vrabel and Mike Macdonald. Now, I'm looking at these 2 guys, both defensive-minded coaches. This is the first time since Super Bowl 51 where Bill Belichick faced off against Dan Quinn. If the Seattle Seahawks win, history will be made. He'll be the 3rd coach in NFL history, Mike Macdonald would, to have the #1 scoring defense as a coordinator, the #1 scoring defense as a head coach, and win their Super Bowl. The only other 2 head coaches to do that, Bill Belichick and Chuck Noll. If Mike Vrabel wins, he will be the first person ever in NFL history to win a Super Bowl with the same franchise that he played in and coached for. When I look at the Patriots defense, I think a lot of people are sleeping on this Patriots defense. There's a lot of talk about Seahawks defense, and rightfully so. But in my opinion, the unit out of all of these 2 teams that has performed the best in the playoffs has been the Patriots defense. If you look at what they did against the Chargers, Justin Herbert and the Chargers, against the Houston Texans, against the Broncos, there's a lot of talk about this game being a blowout. If you think it's going to be a blowout, you have not watched the film on this Patriots defense. They're stingy. They get after the quarterback, and they're very, very good against the run. And that's something that they're going to need to continue to do to have success this Sunday in Super Bowl Sunday, KB. So that's the history. I'm so glad that Zay went through the history of Sam Darnold. That's the history with the two head coaches facing off in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no blowout in the Super Bowl.
No.
Not happening.
Nope.
And also, I won't abide it. We had a terrible Super Bowl last year. The gods do not give us 2 in a row. It's not the way it's supposed to work. This isn't the 90s. We need a close game. My favorite storyline for this Super Bowl is the one that so many people didn't want and so many people still can't believe. The Patriots are back. The Pats are back. And I think for a lot of people, it's like, Voldemort is back, or the evil empire's return. I don't look at it that way at all. I think it is incredible, and I really get a kick out of it, because I've seen this before. Typically, when you have a dynasty, as they did, you don't get back. You have a deal with the devil, and God bless you. You had your parades and your banners, and then you pay for it for decades. I want you to think about this. Let's go back all the way to the Dallas Cowboys. They had a dynasty. They won Super Bowl. They won 3 Super Bowls. They have not even been back to a conference title game. The Patriots are back in the Super Bowl in the blink of an eye. Think about back then it was the Washington Redskins. People, guys, that's Mark Rippon on the right. They ran the league. They were winning Super Bowls. Kids, that is a quarterback named Mark Rippon, and it was their league, and they have not been back to the Super Bowl since. Look how old that picture is. I got an even better one. Do you know who used to have a dynasty? The Detroit Lions. Look at how old that picture is. The guy's got a damn cigarette in the picture. That's the 1950s. They won there were three NFL championships back in the 50s, all right? They have not even sniffed it. In decades and decades, the Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. And the dynasty of all dynasties that we put on a pedestal above all others, think about the Jordan Bulls. 6 championships, could have been 8. Guys, have you seen the Bulls in the NBA Finals? I haven't. They just retired Derrick Rose's number. Derrick Rose got to the conference finals once and lost it in 5 games. Are you seeing my point here? What the Patriots are doing is astonishing. It's not the way it's supposed to work. You have your dynasty and then you go away. And I also think it's funny that there's a fatigue where it's like, oh, God, we finally got the Chiefs out of the Super Bowl, and now the Pats are back again. Isn't there anybody else in the AFC? Not this year. Everybody had their chance. Everybody could have won it, and the Patriots did. I think it's incredible that they're back. I think if Robert Kraft wins this Super Bowl, I've said it before, I think this will be his favorite Super Bowl since the first one, because it is homegrown. It's so much now with the Patriots that now their coach used to be one of the players. It's an incredible thing that it's a legacy. It's a family business now of winning Super Bowls if they can win this one. The dynasty teams are not supposed to get back, let alone this quickly. It's an incredible thing that they're here. Hate it, fine. I absolutely think it's amazing.
It really implies how likable some of the main characters are, because you easily could have seen the Chiefs back in the playoffs, back in this moment again, and people would have been rolling their eyes. They would have been annoyed. But the fact that Robert Kraft is the one constructing this thing and returning in such short order, the fact that Mike Vrabel, as Kyle just mentioned, in reference to showing photos of people with chest hair and cigarettes, and the photos are in black and white, you easily could have been, I cannot believe this is happening, could have thrown your pen. People don't seem that annoyed with the fact that the Patriots are back. Isaiah, what?
Let me go.
All right,
go. I got time. You were just talking about that, Jim. Let me go. I think the reason why there's almost a beloved storyline to it is because it's not like the Patriots remain good. You know, just not last year they were 4-13. Last year they could barely keep Drake Maye on his feet. Last year Drake Maye didn't even have a target to throw to. And so when you're coming into this year, they